Hi friends, how's it going? My name is Joy and this is NX Joy. And today's reading, we're going to be looking at the question, what legacy am I creating? So there are 3 piles for you today. Pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. As always, timestamps will be listed down below. But yeah, before we get into the reading, I'm just going to talk about why I'm doing this video. And what like a legacy really means. So a legacy usually refers to something one passes down to the next generation, usually of money, possessions, or property. And in this video, I'm broadening the term to mean any work, knowledge, or resources that can be accomplished by the individual. So other than taking it as more of an ancestral lineage passing down, I wanted to kind of flip it on its head and kind of look at the story before it began. Or the beginnings of this next part of your journey, really. So with that said, I will see you at your pile. Bye. I'm at pile 1. If you chosen this card, then this is your reading. So we're first gonna get like a thematic card, and then we're gonna go into the rest of your reading of what legacy are you creating. And you have the card Bittersweet, which is interesting. It feels like with this card, it feels more like you're transitioning into a time of motherhood, especially. It feels like what legacy you're creating is being quite a fantastic mother to your child, because I'm also seeing an image of one of my friends and past managers who has just gotten pregnant. So it really feels like what you're stepping into is this beautiful motherhoodship. Yeah. Bittersweet, I guess it's because at this time of your life, it might feel a little bit bittersweet in the sense of, an era of yourself is ending and you're stepping into a new stage of your life. And with motherhood, it is definitely revered as something very honorable. But there's also, in a patriarchal world, it is also kind of taken for granted a bit. So it might feel a bit bittersweet in that sense of you knowing you're stepping into a role that might not be as appreciated as it should be. But for you, it will be sweet in the sense of, you're gonna really enjoy your kids, you're gonna really enjoy your legacy of having these kids. And I think they're gonna be bringing you a lot of joy. But like with this cake and the candles, it feels like, I know the kid's blowing it out, or like the kid's presenting it to its mother. So it feels like it's also about accepting the aging process and accepting the fact that you're growing up. And so in that sense, it is a bit bittersweet. Like you're so excited for this new chapter in your life, but it's also an ending of your younger self, and it's quite different. It's quite bittersweet. What legacy is my pile 1's creating? Divine Source, what legacy is my pile 1's creating? What legacy is my, thank you. Oh, you have 2 cards here. You have Builder. Your innate ability to build and create brings you a deep sense of accomplishment. Yeah. I feel like you're building quite a wonderful home and a wonderful family. Ooh, as well as creative expression. You have your soul longs to express itself creatively. So in this legacy that you create, it feels like you'll be building up quite a strong foundation and a strong home for yourself, as well as your family. The fact that there are two men in these cards, it feels like you will have quite a complete and a nuclear-esque family, one where you will be provided for, you will be safe, you will feel very comfortable, which we love for you. It feels like you don't have to struggle anymore. It feels like you don't have to. Obviously, there's going to be struggling with being a parent and learning new things about parenthood and, you know, like everyday like bills and tasks and all that things. But like in the broader sense of things, it feels like there's just going to be this sense of safety and this sense of you being able to just be yourself and you being able to express yourself in a way in which you haven't been able to before in a setting. It feels like you'll be able to get into more creative endeavors, anything that you find fancy. Maybe you'll go into painting, maybe you'll go into gardening. It feels like you'll really relish in the domestic aspects of your life, and you'll really start to enjoy the fact that you're building a legacy that is so fruitful, that is so homey, that is so wonderful. So what are my pile ones? You have Susan B. Anthony, and she's an advocate of abolition and temperance. Known for her efforts to secure women's right to vote. So it feels like even though you are in a more traditional lifestyle, you will still very much have your voice heard. You will still move this traditional lifestyle to be a lot more egalitarian, if not feminist. And there's a sense that you might have had periods of your life where you might have went out more, you might have partied more, you might have gone out to the bar or to the dance club or like to the beach, like for like more mystical gatherings. But it feels like there's this sense of traditionality, if that's a word, but even more so just this sense of being able to be in temperance, so to be very balanced, to not really feel the need to have excess. You won't feel the need to be in a state where you are wavering, where you are like, it feels like this is a more stable aspect of your life. So I don't feel like you might have a drink occasionally now and then, you might, you know, have the occasional psychedelic now and then, you might visit Mary Jane now and then, but it's not going to be something that's defining you anymore. I feel like with the Susan B. Anthony card, it feels like you are more happy being in a sober state, and you find more contentment coming back to your natural self. And it feels like even though like you will be creating a family, there's a part of your inner child that comes out. One that hasn't been able to like come out in the past with other people in other households, but now it feels like your sense of self will just be able to really like be able to provide your inner child with a very nurturing home that you've always wanted. Some like a home filled with like baked cookies and like food at the table, and like one where you get to have movie nights with the family, and you know, go sledding in the snow if you have winters like that. Or one where you get to go on camping trips or be near a fireside. It just feels very wholesome. Very wholesome. So, what are my Padawans creating? What legacy are they creating? What legacy are my Padawans creating? Thank you. You have Gertrude Bell. Her deep knowledge of the Middle East and fluency in Arabic into an unlikely diplomatic career. The first woman to get a first-class degree in modern history from Oxford University, and an adventurous traveler, archaeologist, and mountain climber. She was a writer, archaeologist, politician. So, it definitely feels like you're going to be able to create strong partnerships as well. From this picture, it feels like you will be able to make people around you very happy. You yourself will be happy, even though this person in this picture isn't that happy. It feels, again, like there's this bittersweet aspect. Like, you might... part of you, like, there's a part of you that feels like... you're at loss in some sense of having to transition into this, but at the same time, you're very content. Like, it feels like, sure, you might have nostalgia over the past, but it feels like you're gonna be in the sense of the future, being able to discover things more for yourself, to be able to discover yourself in a broader sense of the word. It feels like you're just gonna be able to establish a very, what do I want to say, bureaucratic, but I guess it's a very organized and very Virgoian sense of a home, you know? It feels like you'll have a tight ship that you'll run. You'll be able to be in control of a lot of things when it comes to the home. Okay. What else are my Padawans creating in terms of their legacy? We're gonna break it down into two. So, what legacy are my Padawans? Oh, you have Moon. That flipped out right away. Changes in your life. Yeah. You have Candle. You'll be shown the way. I have one more card from this. Oh, okay, it's two cards. One of the cards fell into place. You have Unicorn. Use your intuition to make beneficial changes. In one moment. Oop, so apologies for that. I didn't realize that I accidentally cut the recording. So let me just say this again a little bit more. So with these cards, it feels like it's just a continuation or a validation of what we've been saying earlier. So it goes alongside with the storyline of you having this personal sorrow right now because you are kind of grieving over your past identity, past self, the things that you used to do when you're in your younger years, and now you're moving forward and recognizing that it's a temporary situation, that you'll be sad. You know that the past is the past, and I'm like, it is a bittersweet moment right now, but it'll be okay because it is temporary, because you'll be moving forward into these very beautiful changes in your life. and you will be shown the way in regards to how you condone the direction of your life and how you make your decisions and how you go forth in navigating your life. With this unicorn card, it just signals that all the changes that you are making are very beneficial to you, are things that will really help you expand even more of yourself, to understand yourself even more. It gives you the space to be yourself more, and it feels like you might be in solitude a bit, but it's only temporary, and it's only so that you can really get to recognize and understand yourself and who you are. So yeah, last few cards. Oh, also with the unicorn, I was saying earlier that I got cut out, but it feels like you are this unicorn. It feels like you are someone who's so super rare, super valued, and someone who needs to be protected, someone who deserves to have their blood lineage passed down, their ancestral lineage passed down. And you might not be having a child in the birthing sense of giving birth. You might be adopting, which is amazing. You might be having pet babies, and in any sense of the word, it just feels like you are someone who deserves to get to know yourself this lifetime. You are someone who deserves to really be able to be yourself this lifetime. It feels like you've accumulated so much good karma that you are this, and you continue to be this rare unicorn, someone who is quite ahead of the curve when it comes to how you view the world and the way in which you want the world to thrive and be and continue. And so that's why you are in a state where you're more provided for. You have this, and you provide others with, you know. It feels like there's this great symbiosis that you get to do now, this great like reciprocity that you get to have now, and you don't have to struggle anymore. That's how it really feels. All right, just some last cards for my pile. Number one's in regards to what legacy they're creating. Divine Source, what legacy? Thank you. You have the Nine of Cups. Oh my God, and that's so fitting. Because this cat has one foot like out, it still feels like you are grieving a little bit. But it does feel like the Nine of Cups is always one of where you have so much satisfaction. There's like a completion, there's a wholeness that you have. There's a contentment in the Nine of Cups card. It feels like you have a lot of time to play and be yourself, and you don't have to work yourself to death. You know, it feels like you actually have this like golden aura of being able to just be, and we love that. Yeah, and you have a Page of Wands in reverse. So usually when it comes to Page of Wands, they're usually like the fuckboy of the cards. So it just feels like you just don't have to deal with that anymore. You will have someone who's very stable, very honest, very secure in themselves to be your partner. And the partner that it feels like you're already with someone. But if you're not, like there will be someone coming into your life that will provide you the sense of safety, who won't be like the rest of your other partners that you've had in the past. It feels like this person, either in your life or coming into your life, will treat you with the respect you deserve, will give you this sense of emotional stability, and they will be someone who will always be there for you. Yeah, they will always protect you, they will always provide for you, they will always nurture you and keep you at your best, because all they want is the best for you. Yeah, and you have the Queen of Pentacles, which feels like you. And again, in this card, it just feels like there's an old version of you dying and a new version of you coming up. So it feels just kind of like you'll be able to be in the Queen of Pentacles kind of energy. You'll be able to be in one where you're very valued and you get to move at a pace of your own liking, you know? You get to bloom in the way that you want to bloom. And last card, if I can just get one more card for my pile number 1 in terms of the legacy they're creating. Thank you. You have the 9 of Cups and the 9 of Pentacles. So if that isn't just confirmation of like, I feel like we should, yeah, that feels better. It feels like, again, you're gonna get everything you wanted and everything you basically earned, you know? It feels like you've earned this spot in life where you have everything you ever needed, or you will have everything you ever need or ever want or ever desire. Anything you basically, like this bird's whole, like giving this key to the woman in this photo. So it feels like, and there's like, and she has like a heart chest. So it feels like you've moved in a space of your heart all throughout your life. And because of that, you're being rewarded with this key to happiness, with this key to intuition, with this key of knowing that you're going to be creating something that's just so beautiful and so special. Especially nowadays when having a kid is quite expensive. It feels like you are someone who is allowed to be afforded this lifestyle, this kind of protection and security because of how much hard work you've put in the past, not only on yourself, but materially, in your relationships, and the people around you, and everything you've touched. It feels like you've worked hard to get to where you're at. And so you deserve to have this very fruitful life. Yeah, so that's the legacy you're creating right now. You're creating a very beautiful home and a very well-secured lifestyle for yourself. One where you don't have to stress so much anymore. One where you can kind of just breathe and be yourself and enjoy yourself and your loved ones. Oh, we love that for you. Okay, thank you so much, my pal ones, for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I'm so excited for you in your next chapter of life. Hi, pal ones. I'm sorry that this is a bit of an extension of your reading, but there was one card that fell that I had to get from underneath my desk, and I had to move my whole desk in order to get it, and it was this card called the Harp. What does that mean? And what it says is great happiness. So I think that's just such a wonderful closing message for you, is that what legacy you're creating for yourself is this great happiness, and whatever you choose to do in your life, with your creative endeavors, with your family, with your loved ones, it will cause you great happiness that you will be able to continue to create and enjoy and pass down. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I thought this would be a really cute card to just end it off. Thanks for listening, for everything. Love you lots. Bye. Hi, pal twos. If you've chosen this card or this pile, this is your reading. So we'll first look into this card, of the thematicness of what legacy you're creating, and then we're just gonna move into the rest of the cards. So you have, you have abundance. That's beautiful. Oh my lord. What a card to have. Interesting. So there is two sides to this. There is one side where this man is drinking, and it seems like he lost his abundance, and it's now being passed down to this child who's just kind of playing with this home in the background. They're just playing, and they're just kind of fishing into the gutter just for funsies, just to see what will happen. So it feels like ancestrally you might have been in a position where your family might have not have had as much of money. It feels like in the past, not only like with this set of family, but even throughout your family lineage, that they've had a hard time using money responsibly. And it feels like with you, the legacy you're creating is being able to responsibly manage this money, specifically money. I know it says abundance in all sense of the words. Abundance can be anything, right? But because this card's so specific in terms of inheritance, money, possessions, property, it feels very material in the ways in which you will be able to create this abundance for you and your loved ones moving forward. So the legacy you're creating is this very abundant one where you're breaking family lineages. And I love to see this, because there's a lot of pick-up card readings that I've chosen personally that has given me this message, but it's nice to be able to pass that down to others as well. Okay, so what are my pile twos creating in terms of their legacy? What legacy are they creating? You have talk to your angels. Instead of worrying, ask for divine guidance. What legacy are my pile twos creating? Environmentalist. You're an earth angel who was born to protect, nurture, and teach about nature and animals. Yeah, it feels like right now in the universe, money and material matters are being energetically exchanged so that they go into the hands of the right people. It feels like you're someone who's very spiritual, who's very connected to the ethereal realms. And it feels like you're an earth angel yourself, because you're probably someone who not only protects yourself and your loved ones, but also the environment. And it feels like because you've given yourself like to the earth so much so, it feels like the earth wants to give back to you. And it feels like what you do with your money will be one where you probably invest in the right places. You'll probably invest in more environmentally friendly corporations. You'll probably invest in landscaping or gardening, or just creating this beautiful environment for you and your loved ones. And it feels very beautiful in the sense of you're doing this because this is your divine purpose. It feels like you might be a starseed. It might be that you are someone who resonates with being one of the people who came down to Earth to protect Earth from all the environmental damages that have been caused from the past. It feels like you're someone whose strongholds, you're probably a younger generation, who, if not, you have a youthful mind in regards to taking care of the planet and making sure that we don't cause any more environmental damage than needed. And that is why you're going to be coming into this abundance. And it feels like you'll be able to use that money for good. And that's why you're breaking these lineages. You're breaking your family's karma when it comes to money. So you'll be using it for a good thing, other than using it for self-indulgences, for escapism. It feels like you're going to be using it for materially helping out those around you. You're going to be... I'm getting the image of Suruthi Cooks, if you know that channel. She uses her money and her abundance and privilege to be able to cook these really delicious, fantastic, and large meals. I mean meals that can feed like 100 people. Like, she gives back to the community with her abundance by making sure that she always is providing resources, providing food, providing all this material abundance back to the community. You know, it feels like you're someone who's very protected against anything that will harm you as well, because I just got a notification of virus threat and protection. So it feels like you're someone who, and I'm seeing the number 44, so you are very angelically protected. You, like, I don't know if you believe in angels or not, but if you're a starseed, you probably do. But you definitely have so many messengers out there helping you because they know you'll listen. They know you're gonna be listening to their guidance when it comes to you creating this abundance, you being this kid and fishing and working towards getting this abundance so that you can environmentally protect those around you. Now, like, again, it will either be your loved ones, the community, or the environment itself. It feels like you're going to be very philanthropic with the money you receive as well. Like, you'll know how to continue this abundance and create a steady income for yourself, and at the same time use any extra income that you see fit toward causes that are needed of that kind of philanthropic leadership. Okay. So what legacy are my pal ones creating? What legacy are my pal ones creating? What legacy are my pal ones creating? Alright, we're gonna do one more shuffle after this. What legacy are my pal ones creating? Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if cards were gonna come out. You have Carrie Nation. Carrie Nation, whose first husband was an alcoholic, believed she was divinely ordained to destroy saloons as she pursued that charge with single-minded dedication. She co-founded the branch of the Women's Christian Temperance Union, and she eventually resulted in closing every illicit saloon in Medicine Lodge, Texas. She also lectured for temperance across the United States and Europe. She smashed bottles and beer kegs in saloons. Yeah. So it feels like you're breaking the family pattern of this alcoholism, if that is something that runs within your ancestry line. It feels like you're someone who is, the legacy you're creating is someone who is sobering up, someone who's breaking the karmic patterns of what alcohol has done to people. And I'm not saying alcohol is a bad thing, you know, like, again, in moderation, it's fine, right? But it feels like you might have been in pasts where it was taken to excess. Either you, or it really feels like more of your family who has, or your loved ones, because this one was talking about her husband having a alcoholic problem. So it feels like you're someone who's changing the game. You're changing the game so that others around you are healthy, others around you are protected and are safe from any self-destructive habits that they may cause. And because of that, you are afforded this abundance, you know? Yeah. You also have Mary Wollstonecraft. Advocating for women's education and an equal standing with men, Mary Wollstonecraft was an inspiration to early suffragists. Her landmark calls for women's equality. Yeah, so it feels like self-educated, she found intellectual stimulation among the Newington Green Circle, where she gained the support of Joseph Johnson, who published her essays. So it feels like you will have a community in regards to being able to depend on and lean on and have support you through stressful times in your journey to this abundance. The legacy of abundance that you are creating right now will afford you to really help those in your community and get help from the community so that everyone is living in their free will aligned with the divine. It feels like you're trying to not only break your family karma of this kind of addiction, but you're helping others as well when it comes to the legacy you're creating. Like, you're going to be using the abundance you have, again, like I said, philanthropically. So you might be even like be volunteering and putting your resources in addiction centers, or going to prison reforms, or again, maybe opening temperance bars yourself. I think that'd be really cool to see in where I'm living. But like, if you're doing it wherever you're living, I think that'd be really cool as well. So I think there's just this heavy storyline of you coming from a background in which there was this sort of addiction, alcoholism, things that were used to kind of flounder the money that your family had, and you're going to be turning it upside its head, and you're going to be using those experiences that you've had in the past with the help of your angels to be able to create this abundance and afford you this lifestyle of being able to advocate for environmental protection, for a sober lifestyle, a clean lifestyle, one where people again get to have their free will back. And again, whenever I say free will is always in line with the divine. It's not the free will that most people think of when they think of the chaoticness of freedom. It's more of the being able to know yourself so well that you are doing what you're meant to do on earth. And it feels like that's what you're meant to do on earth. You're providing this very philanthropic energy. It feels like what legacy you're creating. It might not be that you have money right now, but it is destined in your lifetime, because you will work towards it, or you already have worked towards it, to be financially abundant, to have this kind of material wealth that you'll be able to generously spread throughout your loved ones and your community and the environment as a whole. Okay, so what legacy are... Oh, okay. I wasn't expecting all of them to come out so fast, but you have grasshopper. Situations in the balance that require careful handling. Which, yeah, I feel like is what you do with the people around you, especially with those who are going through quite a bit right now. You have teapot, deep friendship with someone of the same sex. Ooh, you have rat, someone working against you behind your back. And you have bird flying, news is on its way. All right, so when it comes to the legacy you're creating, it feels like it's going to be interesting for you. it feels like you're gonna rustle a lot of feathers. You know, you're gonna make people mad by doing the work you're doing. And it's not because it's bad, it's not because it's bad work, it's because you are showing people the bad habits that they've continued to have, and you are showing a way in which people can do better. And so with that, you're gonna be having someone either in your close circle or someone that you like work with. It feels like it'll be this person. It'll be someone who is in a state of addiction, of self-deprecation, of escapism, of uncontrollable addiction. That's who's gonna be someone that feels like is gonna be going against you. And I feel like that's why we had so much, confirmation. That's confirmation. That's why we had so much messages about being with your angels and having your angelic protection around you, and having a protection against any viruses or threats, because it feels like there is someone within your family member or within your loved one circle that will not like the changes you're making, because then it means they have to change and they can no longer do the bad habits that they want. And it feels like you're gonna be this grasshopper. You're gonna be in a place where you will handle it very carefully, and you'll handle it with the best abilities you can, with angelic protection. And you might have someone who's a friend who will help you. You know, this friendship you might have with someone will be something that helps you continue to have your support to do what you do, you know? Yeah. It feels like this is someone that's quite narcissistic. And again, narcissism, everyone has narcissism to some extent, but it feels like they're at the ends of the spectrum in which they can't be, that they can't turn back, you know? It feels like they're kind of so far gone that it's going to be a really delicate situation for you to handle them being in your life. And if you want to continue to have them in your life, you will have protection for handling them. This is just a cautionary tale of just watch out for things that they might do. They might like say rude things. They might try to slander your name. And they might try to bully you in some aspect. But just know that you will be angelically protected, because in this lifetime it is your divine right to have this abundance so that you can move forward and help others in regards to helping people with the struggles they have. And yeah, so watch out also for news on its way. So you might be getting like good news on your way when it comes to something in your life. Maybe you'll be getting good news about like a friend or something. So for my pile number 2, what legacy are they creating? What legacy are my pile 2s creating? Okay, but we're gonna move on to this deck apparently. So what legacy are my pile 2s creating? What legacy are my pile 2s creating? What legacy are my pile 2s creating? Oh, okay. So I'm getting the notion of not asking that question, but kind of focusing on how you can handle this and the news you're creating. So how can they handle the situation with this rat? How can my pile 2s handle the situation with this rat? You have the Hierophant. You also have the Queen of Pentacles. So with regards to this rat, it feels like you're going to be handling it in a way that's very traditional. You might be using traditional authority. You might be using like a rehabilitation center. You might be using your community supports, just like an established bureaucratic agency in order to help you get the help, like the necessary help that you deserve in handling this person. And you'll be able to have the money and resources to provide that person with a rehabilitation, with a lifestyle where they can get better. So what news is on its way when it comes to news? Thanks. You have the Ten of Wands in reverse. So it feels like you won't have to work so hard. That's the news coming on its way. So it feels like you might be waiting for like something to pass through. You might be waiting for like the rehabilitation center to contact you back and give you the okay. You might be waiting for just for the bureaucratic place to take this person in, because it feels like it's going to be a load off your back. You know, it feels like you're going to have a connection with someone to kind of move the process, so that'll be easier for you in order for you to kind of continue to do what you're doing and get the abundance you deserve. So what news is on its way for my pile twos? What news is on its way for my pile twos? Thank you. You have the Fool. So the Fool upright is amazing because it always talks about new beginnings and being able to take that leap and being able to have that that new storyline unfold for you. It feels like you're not going to be in such a state where you have to take care of this person so much. It feels like you won't have to deal with this person so much, and in that way you won't have to work so hard, and you're going to be able to step into this place where you can kind of start this new chapter, this new legacy. Yeah, and it feels like you'll have a lot of resources, and it, like, I know this is the Fool, but it feels like with a lot of these elements here that like you will be like the magician as well. You'll be able to handle your resources properly. And with this basically this star, if you see it, like the star kind of like shooting above its head, it feels like there's a wish that's going to be granted for you. It feels like there's new hope for this new beginning of your life, as well as with the mountains in the background. It feels like that's spiritual evolution and potential for new growth for you. Okay, any closing messages for my pile twos for this new chapter, new stage in their life? You have the Knight of Swords in reverse. Yeah, so it really feels like you're not gonna have to deal with someone who's constantly like trying to talk back with you, who's constantly trying to play power moves or have this power dynamic, or who's fighting with you. It feels like you're just not gonna have to deal with that bullshit. Any closing messages for my pile number twos? King of Pentacles in reverse. So yeah, it feels like whoever this was someone who had quite a big authority but didn't use it properly, who had quite who could have seen larger potential growth from themselves, but they chose not to step into their power correctly. They chose to kind of squander it. All right, let's get out of that energy and focus on my pile twos and any messages for them in regards to their new beginning. For the legacy they're creating, what new beginning messages do you have for my pile twos? Thank you. Oh, you have this Two of Cups. So you're gonna have this beautiful partnership with someone. Someone's gonna come into your life and really make you happy, really give you that love that you deserve, you know, someone who's really gonna heal you, especially with that medicine wand. So they're really gonna heal the love that this person really like shattered in your heart. It feels like they're gonna restructure it and give you this sort of peace and unity and joy that you really deserve. And with this angelic protection, it feels like you will be in a safe space. They also might be a starseed as well. They might be like, with a lot of this alien imagery and Lyran energy, it feels like this person is someone who comes from the same kind of starseed place as you. Okay. Oh, I didn't know I had these cards in here. I should probably take them out. Any last messages for the new beginnings on my pile number 2s? Any last messages? Then you have 3 of Pentacles. Yeah. Can you fit one more? We'll fit one more. Oh. You have the 2 of Pentacles. You also had technically the Page of Pentacles too. So when it comes to you and this new beginning for yourself, it feels like you will have the resources necessary for you to be putting this person, the rat in your life, away, the one who's kind of like causing you so much grief and energy pull. And then this new person's gonna come into your life who really heals you, and kind of gives you that space to emotionally let out your feelings and give you a space of community, of comfort, of you know, of kind of helping you jump into a new portal. 2 of Pentacles usually signifies balancing, and it feels like with this roller coaster in the background, you'll be able to balance fun and work, play and work, pleasure and finance as well. And with this Page of Pentacles, it feels like they will help you stand tall, and they will help give you reassurance and help ground you, especially because this snake is kind of weaving over into this tree. It feels like they'll give you all this knowledge and insight and spiritual growth when it comes to yourself and your life. But yeah, ultimately, you're going to be having this new beginning, and you're going to have this news on its way. So look out for that, my pile 2s. The legacy you're creating is abundance and philanthropic endeavors under your name. But yeah, that's quite a storyline that you have to go through before, or you might have already gone through this, or this is something that's going to come up. But yeah, regardless, these are the messages that Divine Source wanted to give you through my mouth. But yeah, and I'm wishing you all the best. I'm hoping everything with this person is settled, and that you're in a stage of life that you get to be with this new person, and have this new life for yourself. I'm really hoping that is where you're at, and if not, just know that's where you're gonna be. And yeah, and if you're already there, then congratulations. But anyways, whatever stage you're at, congratulations on having such a magnificent story and being able to get through the challenges that you have. You are such a vulnerable and wonderful and strong and sensitive, pure soul, and no one's going to be able to take that away from you. No one, never. Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay, that's all the messages I have for you. Thank you, my friend, for being with me and listening to this. I hope this really helped, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care. Bye. Hi, my pile threes. If you've chosen this card, then this is your reading. So this will be the thematic card as always, and we're just going to go into the rest of the reading with more cards. So you have the card of instinct. So in terms of the question of what legacy you're creating, ooh, this feels very mystical. This feels very much like the legacy you're creating, something that you get to use your instincts. You get to use your intuition. You get to use your powers and connection with the unseen realm in order to kind of provide you with a lot of wisdom and direction in your life. That's an interesting legacy to create, I'm not gonna lie. But we're gonna get into it and see more messages. What legacy are my pile threes creating? What legacy are my pile threes creating? Oh, thank you. Ooh, you have flowers. Oh, and I'm hearing the song Flowers by Miley Cyrus when she was like, I can buy myself flowers. Yeah, so working with flowers opens your heart and brings blessings to others through your life purpose. Ooh, okay. So I wasn't sure if this was the message when I first saw the card, because I was like, oh, like it could be something else, but it feels like you might be in a stage of your life where you are a bit of a lone wolf, and especially with the song Flowers coming up in my head with this card, it definitely feels like you are in a space where you are protecting your heart and protecting yourself, and instinctually you are choosing to be more of a lone wolf. It doesn't mean you're alone, it doesn't mean that you don't have partners. For example, right now in my journey, I am personally choosing to back away from my friendships. So that might be in a space where you are too, where you're just kind of being able to be by yourself and being in the solitude without feeling lonesome. It feels like you're someone who is very connected with your life purpose, and the people that you've had in your past that don't resonate with where you're going in the future, they're going to be falling away. And it feels like you have this instinct to know who to continue to nurture and grow and flower in your life, and who will be the ones falling away. All right. But it feels like you're very divinely guided, that you have a very spiritual, mystical sense about you. With the auras of incense on this card too, it feels like you're very connected to the unseen realm. Oh God. And as I say that, you have the card of the oracle cards coming up, and we love that. You're able to discern answers and guidance for yourself and others. If this isn't my pile, then like damn. But yeah, like for the others watching, you are already very spiritually gifted. Like you're on this pile for funsies. You watch tarot readings for funsies, but you already know how to read cards for yourself. You know, you already know how to do this for yourself. You probably have your own channel. And if I'm bringing in people who already have their own channel, like I feel very honored and very blessed to have this kind of community coming to my readings, because that is badass, you know, like, and that's the community that I want to continue to cultivate. So you are someone who is already very tapped in with the divine, and no one really has to really tell you any differently. It feels like you're also very in tune with the feminine aspects of yourself. And again, if you're more non-binary, or if you don't resonate with being attributed to feminine being in your identity, it just kind of means more of the energies present that you are very comfortable with being in a receptive energy. You're very comfortable with receiving messages. You're very comfortable with being in tune with your body and yourself and the nature around you. Yeah, it feels like you are very spiritually enlightened. Yeah, I love connecting with that energy. Okay, so the legacy you're creating is, wow, of course, you have Vine. Seek information that will help you. I think that goes perfectly with these oracle cards here. And you also have throne. You have a position of authority. Yeah, so it feels like the people that are falling away from your life right now are those who are meant to fall away from your life, if I'm gonna be honest, because you're stepping into this throne power. You're stepping into this position of authority, and honestly, it's kind of for your best. It's for your best nature in the future. It feels like instinctually you already know that, but the legacy you're creating is one where you're still spiritually evolving and enhancing and growing, and because of that, it feels like these people who are falling away, they no longer resonate on the same wavelength as you. They no longer resonate on that kind of lifestyle that you're going into, and so that's why they are leaving your life. But like, again, it's for you to make room for this new position of authority that will help you with this new connection, or even not new but more stronger connection that you'll have with the divine. All right, what legacy are my pile 3s creating? It's just pretty dope. Actually, I'm gonna take those. I don't want to take those. This felt kind of weird. What legacy are my pile 3s creating? Oh, see, look. And we have the flute. We have disappointment in a friend or lover. And like that is just such a clear confirmation of like what I've been saying about these people falling away from your life. Again, it doesn't have to be friends. It can also be a loved one. Take it as it resonates, but it feels like someone close to you who might have like had a lot of secrets, actually, like who kind of like, it feels like they kind of talked behind your back as well, but like anyways, it feels like this person, you will recognize the disappointment that they are in your life, and how much that you don't like, you just don't have room for that in the future. You don't have time for that. Ooh, and you also have elephants. You have a long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. Yes. So yeah, like it really does feel like these two should be switched, I'm gonna be honest. It feels like it's gonna be like that. I feel like that's the storyline. It feels like this disappointment with the friend that you have will make you more inclined to be more spiritually adapted, more spiritually focused and connected. And because of that, it might be a long journey. It might like feel quite laborious, but you will be wiser in the end. You will understand yourself better. You'll understand people better, and you'll know how to go about relationships better. And because of that, you will be afforded this position of authority. And we love that for you. And as I say that, thunder rumbles. So I'm gonna take that as like a storm's coming. A storm's coming for you and this friend of yours, or this lover of yours, or this loved one of yours. It could also be a family member, but like it feels like you yourself know that this change is gonna come, whether you like it or not. But you know, like instinctually, you know this is what's best for you because you're on a different plane. You're on a different wavelength. You're on a higher realm. I'm not gonna lie. You're on this journey where like their energy won't do you any good anymore. And like I know we are in a loneliness epidemic right now, but it feels like you won't feel alone. You'll feel more at peace, more comfortable, more happy being your own best friend in solitude. Yeah, I watched this video with one of these YouTubers who was kind of talking about like the dangers of how self-care and spirituality, how that like endangers people for like different versions of loneliness and health effects of what loneliness does. But then herself say in the video like, oh, I could even stand being with my own self. Like we'd always fight if I was like with myself. And I was just sitting there like, oh damn, like then why are you making this video? You know, like it feels like you recognize that the loneliness epidemic doesn't really apply to you because you're happier being in solitude than with someone who's gonna backstab you, with someone who's gonna be judgmental or be mean or backhand compliments or disappoint you. You know, you rather be in the company of yourself than be in bad company. And for that, we applaud, we love, we just fully enjoy the fact that you can be in your own energy. It takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of effort that a lot of people just don't recognize. And those that are kind of giving you hate for them, like for it, like let them give you hate because honestly, they're just sad themselves. This other YouTuber is coming to my head because she said, oh, people who hate are just not happy with themselves. And it's true. Have you ever met like someone who's happy with themselves give hate to another person? No. You really don't. Those people are very nice. Those people are very kind. Those people are people that like recognize their own faults and their own ways of being, and they don't push that onto other people. You know, they know how to take care of it themselves. They don't have to complain about it. And yeah, you know, it feels like those people are people who can handle their own stress, other than people who just like to complain and bash and like, yeah. So instinctually it feels like you know this. It feels like everything I'm saying is just a confirmation to you. Everything I'm saying is you're probably just watching this video while you do something else. And honestly, that's all you really need, because this is just confirmation messages anyways. And it feels like I'm just like confirming something to you that you already know. Yeah, you have this magician. You have all the resources that you like need by yourself to be able to create the life you want. You're very strong in the way in which you condone your magic. You have the Queen of Pentacles. This queen has been popping out in every single pile. So man, the collective right now is just coming into this quite majestic and, you know, spiritually evolutionized state where they're just whole. That's how the Queen of Pentacles feels. She feels so whole and content being with herself, being by herself, and tending to to herself. It feels like, because this specific imagery is of a skull and then is of a head, it feels like there's just this transformation of you that's being rebirthed. And with my body right now, that feels like a confirmation. Yeah, it feels like with these rabbits as well, it feels like there's just this new fertility process for you that's very stable, that's very like knowing, it's very in tune with who you really are, who you truly are. And it's something that's super connected with the divine. And as I say that, you have the 10 of Cups. You have, and we love how it's like this one person with two, well, I guess it's like these two people with sharing this one body. It feels like there's something very whole about you. And with this starseed imagery of the UFO in the background and of wind turbines, of this cute girl and cat playing together, it feels like there's just so much that you've already worked on yourself. You've already healed your inner child. You've already made peace with both of your divine feminine and masculine energies, that you can just meld them together. It feels like you're so connected that you already know what starseed you are. You already know that you are someone from a different area, a different part of the galaxy, who's come back onto Earth in order to heal, in order to make people understand the fun and the joy de vivre, the joy of life, the just this lust for life, this beautiful, like, emotionally mature and yet very competent with a good head on your shoulders. It feels like you're that kind of person. You just have this, you just are so well-rounded and so equipped to being able to manifest and have anything that you truly desire for your life. And what that is something that's very in line with the divine, that's already very in line with the Akashic records that you've already set out to do. It feels like this pile has already opened their Akashic records. You have the 4 of Swords, as well as the 6 of Pentacles. So it feels like you're very generous. And you know how to take rest when you need it. It originally kind of popped out like this. So with it written in reverse, it really tells me that you're in a space where you don't feel the need to rest anymore, and you know when to pull your energy back towards you. It feels like normally you lived your life like this. It feels like in everyday life, it feels like you were giving so much and you were like putting so much into other people that you had no energy for yourself. And now it feels like you don't want to do that, and you're kind of honing in your own energy toward yourself, and you instinctively know what's best for you and what's meant for you. So you're pouring that energy back into yourself. This deck is so cool. I'm not gonna lie, I love the imagery of this deck. It's fucking galactic and I'm just so here for it. Yeah, so right now, in terms of what legacy you're creating, it's one where you're focusing on your passions and your joys of life, and it feels like you're very in tune with your life purpose. It feels like you are already a tarot reader, or if not, you're working in a spiritually inclined industry. And it feels like you're someone who's leaving a legacy of being well known for being so whole, being so in tune with yourself, for having so much abundance and emotional maturity. It feels like you're someone who's just so okay with being in solitude, and it's just working towards all their own projects and all their own endeavors, all of their own dreams that they want to have in order to live the fulfilling life. It feels like the legacy you're creating is one where you're so in line with the divine that you're just playing out the Akashic records that you've written out for yourself. That really feels like it. And because of that, you're going to be afforded this throne, this position of authority, this place of being known for the work that you do. That's how it feels. It really does feel like that. Like I'm hearing you just give it some time. So it might take some time for you to get there, but ultimately you will get there and you will succeed. And you will be doing the thing that you love to do, you know? You will make others bloom because you yourself knows how to nurture yourself to bloom. You'll be giving them the keys to their own kind of soul again, their own heart again, because you've already opened your heart, you know? Like that's how it really feels with this instant card. And I just saw 2100, so it feels like you will be very imbalanced and in line with yourself, and there's this huge new beginning for you in this legacy. So keep working at it, keep going, you got this. And I'm so overjoyed to be in this energy and share this and be a part of your journey. Thank you for listening. Take care. Love you lots. Bye.